Hi guys, welcome to the latest podcast of YarninBlak. Today I've got a great friend of mine, Jimmy, on, and I'll get Jimmy to introduce himself very shortly. But first, I just want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm coming in from. We're recording from Baldwin Q on the land of the Wurundjeri people. I pay respect to their elders past and present, and I acknowledge any other Aboriginal people that are watching tonight and for Jimmy himself. So hi, Jimmy.
AJ, brother, how are you?
Good. Glad you could make it on tonight.
Nah, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. So just for all our viewers, let them know who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, so my name's Jimmy Gadsden. I'm from Wemba Wemba. That's where my country is. It's on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. My family grew up in Swan Hill, so they grew up kind of on the community. But for myself, I was born in Bendigo. Been here since, well, before I moved to Scotch in year 9. I'm back here now. I've been here just for over a year. And yeah, love me time. So it's good fun.
Yeah. So we've known each other for a number of years now,
Yeah,
probably 6,
2017. What's that? Yeah, seven years now this
7 years,
year.
7 years.
Yeah, wow.
Um, and yeah, and I met you at Scotch as well. So I want to ask you a question about Scotch as well, because you started in year 8, didn't you?
Year 9. I was same as Fletch. Yeah,
Year 9, yes. So what was it like going to Scotch for the first time?
it was ridiculous. Like coming from Bendigo, country town. Like the school here was pretty good still, but it just nothing compared to Scotch. Scotch felt like Hogwarts. It was massive. It was different. It was just beautiful. But yeah, it was unreal. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. What did you like about Scotch?
Um, at first it was just like that I knew, like being in a boarding house. I was in a boarding house. It was just getting to know the boys, who now I call brothers. So, yeah, it's a big family on the hill. And I took it for granted, I reckon, in the early years, because now like I just miss being there, miss being around everyone. But yeah, the facilities there were ridiculous. Living on the hill, having everything in your backyard, like basketball court, tennis court, footy, everything like that. Yeah, it was just amazing looking back on it now.
So you finished school 2 years ago, year 12.
Four,
4 years ago. Oh my God,
yeah,
4 years ago.
2020,
4 years ago.
2020.
So what
Yeah.
have you been doing since then?
So after I finished in 2020, I stayed in Melbourne for a bit. Dad lived in Melbourne. I worked as a greenskeeper for a couple months before heading over to the Tiwi Islands for 6 months and doing volunteer teachers aid with one of my good friends, Fred Strong. So I did that for 6 months, and then I come back to Melbourne. Moved out of home, moved with some of the boys from Bendigo, um, in Melbourne, and yeah, just worked in a warehouse and worked there for a bit. Come back for footy in Bendigo. Really liked my time in Melbourne, but I just thought, there was nothing really there for me. Like I was back in Bendigo every weekend, so I made the decision last year to move back to Bendigo, and I've loved it. I love being around my friends, my family. Like I had Noah, as you know, my cousin and his family, like my auntie. I love them a bit. So it's been good just being here and being around friends and family.
Yeah. So tell us what going to Tiwi College was like, because did you go there as a student beforehand on the
Yeah,
excursion?
yeah. Went on a, what was it, like a footy camp. So I had only spent the day over in Tiwi when we went over there, and it was pissing down rain as it does up there. Um, but it was just beautiful. The people are so beautiful. They just laugh and they laugh, and it's exactly like how we are back here. They were so welcoming, and I really wanted to embrace the culture and just see how they live up north. And yeah, it was amazing. So I'm glad I went up there. Although at the time I was homesick and wanted to go back to Victoria, I'm glad that I stuck it out, and I wouldn't have done it without Fred and the beautiful people up there anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. Compared to Aboriginal culture, how would you describe Tiwi culture?
Well, for me personally, it's a lot more intense up there. Like they live and breathe it. Like here, it's a lot different here because like I'm not back where like my community is. My community's in Swan Hill, so I'm like 2 hours away. And obviously being in Melbourne, like yeah, 4 hours away. So it's a lot different, but I just took everything like in, and I was just fully embraced in it. I even learned some of their language, most of them swear words, but some of the dances, and it was just unbelievable. Great time.
Yeah. It's a great place for people who've never been to.
Yeah.
So uncharted. It's not
Oh
tourist at all.
no, and it was good because you could just like I don't wear shoes anywhere as it is, but over there I've become Tarzan. I couldn't feel anything under my feet. I was hunting with who I call some of them family now up there, which is amazing. But just hunting buffalo, going fishing, catching my first barra, like stuff I just wouldn't be able to do in Victoria. So definitely don't take that for granted at all.
Yeah. So after you left school, I know you studied for a bit.
Yeah.
What did you study? Or what did you start
Um,
studying?
I started studying teaching. So in year 11 and 12, I did a vet subject with AFL Sports Ready with Jamara. And that was just working with kids at the junior school at Scotch doing PE. And that's also why I went over to Tiwi as well, to just, get a bit of experience and, get a great insight into, because I wanted to work in Indigenous communities as well, like with Koori kids here or wherever. So I thought that'd be a great insight, and started studying last year, but just after a couple of months deferred, just living out at home, keeping up with expenses, it was pretty hard. So I started working 2 jobs, and I'll go back studying hopefully next year, but definitely teaching.
Yeah. Any particular subject you want to teach?
A big PE man. I guess everyone wants to do PE, but even if it's just primary school, just the general stuff like your maths, your English, and whatever, that'd be great. Like I just love being around the classroom. It's funny to say that now, even though I hated school back in the day, but it's very rewarding, and I want to kind of give back to the community that helped me so much, especially coming from Scotch, where I got a lot of help. So, yeah.
Would you like to go back and teach at Scotch?
Oh, I don't think I have the smarts for that at all. Not at all. And if I have to work with some of my teachers, I don't think they'd think I could work there. So it'd be so funny if I went back there, though. That'd be hilarious.
Would it be funny trying to call the teachers by their first name
Oh,
rather than Mr.
yeah, I
or Sir?
I was that smart ass kid that did it anyway. At the boarding house though, like it'd be pretty normal to call them by their first name or nickname, whatever. So, but down at the day school, you had to pull yourself in, and then don't say their first name; they'll crack it.
And you're pretty big in sports as well. So I know you play footy.
Yep.
And you play for a local team up there, don't you?
Yeah, I play in the country league. So kind of grew up in that community. It's called Marong. So I've been there since under 10s now. Dad played out there. My brother played out there. So I love it there. Great community, great people. And it's just getting bigger and bigger with houses being built out there. The school's getting bigger as well. So it's so good. And back in 2022, I played in a senior flag with my cousin and my brother, and that was pretty special. And that was the first time in however many years, like since 1989 or something like that. So it was pretty big. And then we did it again last year. So it's an amazing club, and I love being out there. If you hear girls screaming, they're my roommates as well. So hopefully I'll have to tell them to be quiet.
Yeah, cool. And you play golf?
Yeah, golf is a difficult, frustrating sport. I'm only starting to just play it. I'm no good at all. I go out for more of a social aspect. Like I went for a hit with my dad today. He come back to Bendigo for a couple of nights. But just pretty much just have a yarn, talk some shit, make fun of each other. It's it's very fun.
So your handicap is?
I actually haven't got one. I only just got a membership, so that's how new I am to the thing. I have to hand in a couple of scorecards to get one, but I think it'd be north of 30 at this stage, I reckon. That's how shit I am.
I'm not good at golf at all.
No, it's so hard. Like I don't get it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my brother took me out once and go, it's relaxing. And
No.
we like hit the ball, go find the effing ball, and then go and hit it again. I didn't find it relaxing at all.
The only thing that I've taken away is if I have one ball for the whole 9 holes, 18 holes, that's a win. Because usually I just lose them all. It's ridiculous. It's so bad.
Yeah, I think I lost about 10 balls what I played.
Yeah. Why they have water on that course is beyond me. I just lose them all in the water.
I went in the water, the sand pit, and the trees.
Yeah. It's so cool.
I know. Putt, I'm good at though.
What's that?
Putt, I'm
Yeah,
good
there you
at.
go. Oh, I'm not even good at putting at this case. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. At school, how much Aboriginal studies did you actually learn?
Well, besides when we had stuff with you, I guess it wasn't really until, well, you could do it in history. I did Australian history in year 12, which I thought was really good. That really focused in on Indigenous culture, and I actually really loved it. It was one of my favorite subjects, and I think I actually ended up doing the best in that subject just because it intrigued me a lot more than your maths and your English and what have you. But no, it was very good, and obviously what the stuff that we did with you was just as good. I love doing that stuff.
So, what does reconciliation mean to you?
Reconciliation, it's about strengthening the relationships between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people to benefit all of Australia, I guess. So, yeah, that's what my, I guess, thoughts around it are.
Yeah. I've got another question to ask you, and that is, how do you define leadership? What makes a good Aboriginal leader?
I think someone who's not scared to stand up for what they believe in and not be afraid to, say something a bit left field or what. I think, yeah, very, very brave, very honest, and just like be yourself and don't just try and paint yourself to be this person just because it might look good in front of everyone else. So very, very strong with yourself and yeah, your core values and whatnot.
Yeah. There's a lot of young Aboriginal kids that know that they're Aboriginal but are not connected to a particular community or don't know about their community. What advice could you give them about getting to know more about Aboriginal culture?
I guess the first step is, for me personally, just don't be embarrassed. Like, don't be embarrassed to ask questions. Early on, I used to be embarrassed because I didn't know as much as the other person. So don't be embarrassed to ask questions. Get out of your comfort zone and even just go find out for yourself, because you actually find out a lot more than you think. And everyone should respect you for finding your own culture and yeah, just do that, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. That's good advice. Have you experienced racism yourself?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just because I don't look Aboriginal people, I think, yes, that doesn't faze me or affect me. But they don't understand that it does, and that I have other family as well. So I guess it's just the terms that they use sometimes, and just the casual comments that just don't sit right with me at all. But yeah, I'm pretty fortunate in that I don't get some of the racism and discrimination as some others. But yeah, I definitely, that's just the stuff that kind of affects me and hurts me.
Yeah. Do you think education is changing at all in terms of people understanding Aboriginal cultural awareness in courses that they're studying?
I think so. It's just that, like, I guess like, because I work as a teacher's aide now, and I'll sometimes tell students that if it pops up like that I'm Indigenous, and some kids go, "Oh, you're not," and then some kids are like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like, I just want to make sure that, like, they grow up in, I just want them to grow up knowing that you don't have to be black to be Aboriginal, and like, yeah, I don't know.
No, that's
Yeah,
I think you've summarised that pretty well.
yeah.
If I could give you zillions of dollars and you could fix something in Aboriginal affairs, what would you fix? What would be your priority?
Or just going out to commissions and communities, and like especially like Tiwi, like if you look at some of the roads that they have to drive on, and the places they have to travel, and especially in the wet season when they get real bad and the water's flooding, like they can't get anywhere. And like seeing firsthand that like people not coming into school because of the rain and the roads, like it's just affecting their education. And if they're at home in the community and they go off and like they're just running amok, like at school they have a schedule and like they're learning and they're being away from community where they can't run amok. I think that's really important. And you could see that firsthand, definitely up in Tiwi. So definitely working on education and just simple things like just roads and travel and etc.
So your family's pretty big, and I know seeing on Facebook you've got you're always doing things with your cousins and your family. You are a close knit family, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I call my cousins just brothers and sisters. That's just how close we are. Like I'm always, like I said, with my auntie Renee and her kids, Jack, Noah, and Kobe, who I love so much, and yeah, they're just brothers. It's hard when like, cause my like actual sister and brother who live in Melbourne, it's just hard to see them every now and then. So to have them here helps me so much. Like I'll just go over there, have feed, and just chat some horrible chat and have a laugh. And that's just what I need sometimes living out of home, like just to be around those people. And I love when we have like Christmas or like birthdays and everyone gets together and it's just like just making fun of each other. It's just, that's what brings a smile to my face, and I love it. Love it so much.
Yeah. Do you catch up with any of the other Scotch College boys?
I do when I'm in Melbourne. It's very hard now with certain people playing AFL and what have you, but I had my 21st last year and Fletcher actually come up for that, which was amazing. Unfortunately, the other boys like Morris and Jamara, I think Jamara's in Tassie for footy and Morris had a game the next day or something like that. But whenever I can in Melbourne, I'll tend to see Jamara. But I was just saying to you before, obviously I need to get to Scotch and see everyone again because took it for granted. I'll miss them.
We'll arrange that. We'll arrange that one.
Yeah, on Thursday because chicken tenders or something like that. The boy to coffee milk day.
That's a good topic. Let's talk about living at the Bordeaux and the food.
I thought you was going to talk about the tuck shop number thing that we would use.
We'll do both. So the first one was talk about the food at the Bordeaux. How was it?
Yeah. It had its days. Like it was. I probably took that for granted as well. Like if I went back now, like because I actually love everything. Like I know I'm not picky with my food. It was good, but yeah, Thursdays it definitely took the chockies because it was just chicken strip rolls and chocky milks and strawberry milk. So that was the best days for sure.
Yeah, and then there was the cafeteria.
Far out. That was so funny. Oh,
where we won't put the number of the secret code out, but there is a code at the cafeteria that the Indigenous boys use when I'm there, so it can get billed to a certain department. and
oh god,
yeah, how many people actually use it on days that I wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot, I reckon. a lot of donuts, sausage rolls, drinks, everything like that got used. I couldn't believe when it worked. That was so funny. We just started pissing ourselves laughing. It was so good.
Yeah. Can I tell you that every year Rob has to have that conversation with the new group because it's like a legacy that continues.
Oh, that's so funny.
That started with your year. It started with your year, but it is still
and it finished. That's fun.
I think the code's actually changed a couple of times as well.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. We abuse that so much. Oh god.
So what's your plans for the next 12 months?
So yeah, I work as a teacher's aide at the moment. I'm tossing up between two jobs just because it's the start of this new school year. One of them being Marong, where I'm going to be moving in the next couple months, hopefully, with a couple of my mates from footy. And then I also work at a pub as well. So the teacher's aide 5 days a week, and then the pub works maybe three or four times a week. So just working my ass off, really, playing footy as well, obviously at Marong. And then, yeah, at the end of the year, October, November, after footy season, head off to Europe with me family. So that'll be great fun. Can't wait for that.
Cool. You can pull a good beer now.
Hey?
You can pull a good beer?
Oh, I can. I'm one of the best, 100%. My dad came in the other night and I was pouring in pots. So it's one of the pubs. Well, it was the pub that mum and dad owned when I was younger. So they sold it, and now I'm back there. So it's gone full circle. Pretty funny. I know some of the locals only remember me when I was only little. So it's pretty cool.
Maybe you can buy it later on and bring it back into the family.
I know. I'm gonna have to start working 3 jobs, I reckon, to do that.
Can you do the cocktails?
I could. I just can't be staffed. I normally just take the order and then be like, can someone else do this, please? Same with coffees and teas and whatnot. I don't drink that myself, so I can't make them. I'm shocking.
Yeah.
Just get someone else to do it.
We can always learn.
Yeah, I know. I should, but I always forget. Nothing goes in.
Nah. I know we're just running out of time a little bit, but I've got a couple of final questions for you. One of the questions is, what's something that people don't know about Jimmy that you're happy to share with us?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just don't judge a book by its cover, I guess, for me. I was actually having a chat with a fellow the other night at the pub, and I said that I went to boarding school, and he instantly just thought, oh, mum and dad had some money today. And I guess what people don't know about me is like my childhood wasn't the best. Mum and dad split up when I was young, and I don't talk to mum anymore. And it's just, and then yeah, obviously when I say that I'm Indigenous, I don't believe that either. So I guess it's just don't judge the book by its cover, I guess. I can't really elaborate more on that, but yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
The last question I have is, what do you miss most about Scotch College?
Honestly, other than the schoolwork, everything. Like the footy was amazing. The culture there was amazing. My mates, my brothers, like the teachers, like you just got to know everyone on such a more deeper level living there. And like I said, I've said it multiple times, I just took it I took it for granted way too much. Like I just, miss the simple things like trying to go to sleep, but 4 of us boys were pissing ourselves laughing, like we couldn't sleep, like just stuff like that. But I loved my time there. Wouldn't change it for the world. Although I wanted to go back to Bendigo after the first term, I'm so happy I didn't, because it was literally the best experience of my life. So
I remember you hated school.
I hated it. I was homesick, which is so shitty now that I think about it, because I was literally 2 hours away and compared to some of the people. But I'm just such a family friend, like dependent. Like I just love being around people. And early on, when it was hard to make friends and whatnot, I just wanted to be back in Bendigo. But as soon as footy comes around and you start getting to know everyone on a deeper level, you realise this is just as good, if not better, just being with everyone the whole time. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Look, I know the time's up, but I want to say thank you for joining me. It's always great to talk to you, man. 2017. Wow, it's like six or so
Too
years.
long. So, it's so long. It's so bad.
Love you, man. You
love you too, AJ.
You're going to do really well, and I can see you as a teacher. I can see the kids absorbing everything that you say. I just can't believe teaching is the thing you're going to do because you hated school so much.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. So crazy. But no, I appreciate that, AJ. And ever since I met you, like my whole perspective of everything's just changed. And hearing your story and doing the activities we did, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate everything you've done. So thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. And thanks, guys, for joining us. Thanks, Jimmy.
No worries. Thanks, AJ.